homies, how's it going, vatos y vatas? Hey, check it out. I got for you today another movie from the Mobile Lab. You can call it Mobile Lab Mondays, homie. I don't know how long I'm going to be doing Mobile Lab Mondays, but, you know, maybe I'd like to transition to something else on a Monday. But right now, we're going to do Mobile Lab Mondays, all right? So check it out. I'm in my Mobile Lab, and I'm going to do a quick movie review for you guys today, all right? So this movie that I'm showing you is from the 90s, homies. I'm going to throw down the trailer for you right now, homes. And then afterwards, we'll have a little discussion about the movie and stuff. And I'll tell you, like, how I feel about it, what I think about it, a little rundown of it, you know, how I always do. All right, homies? All right. Ahí los guacho. Órale, homes.
Recently, 2 high school students unearthed a prehistoric man in their own backyard.
Ah!
Their story is completely true. Encino Man.
Flamage. Oh, he is so greasy.
I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt. So sexy it hurts.
Wow, who's the guy with the dork squad? Is he fun or what?
This guy's our ticket to fame and popularity. All we gotta do is get him enrolled in school, and he'll help us become popular.
He's a looker.
Wait, be careful!
He's dope. I'd go out with him.
Gozongas. I'm too sexy for Milan. Too sexy for Milan, New York, and Japan.
Today, buddy, we're gonna discuss the beverage.
What are you doing, Mr. Stoney?
We figure we's a little juice.
No, we sing the juice.
No, we see the juice!
Hollywood Pictures presents Encino Man. He's 1,000,000 years old
Milk does the body good, huh?
Great hair.
and living proof that evolution is not an exact science.
Both hands on the wheel. Check out the fresh nugs. Squeezing the juice.
Buddy, you got him talking like you now.
Too sexy for this song.
Hey, homies, what did you think of that trailer, Holmes? It's kind of dated, it's a little fuzzy, you know, because I think this is an actual original trailer from back in the day that they just ripped over, you know? They haven't gotten around to, like, you know, cleaning it up, putting it in higher quality. But anyway, so, as you can tell, the movie's Encino Man. It came out in 1992. In fact, its anniversary is in a few days, because right now it's the 17th, right? So that's pretty dope, right? So anyway, this movie was directed by Les Mayfield, Holmes, and it stars that Hobbit Sean Astin as Dave, one of the main protagonists. It also stars Brendan Fraser as the caveman or Link, you know, and like the trailer told you, this is a documentary, Holmes, because this is a true story about how they found Brendan Fraser. So anyway, just so you know, the truth is out there, homies. And then this is also Pauly Shore's first starring movie as well, and he plays Stoney Brown, you know, Dave's best friend, and the other main protagonist, you know, along with Link. Then you have Megan Ward, who plays Robin Sweeney, who is Dave's love interest, you know, but they're not together, and he's trying to get with her, you know what I mean? Then you have Robin Tunney, who is always with, or Robin Tunney, who plays Ella, who's always with Robin Sweeney, you know, they're like best gal pals, you know? And she shows a big interest in Link right away, you know, but we'll get back to that in a minute. And then finally we have Michael DeLuise as Matt Wilson, who is the main antagonist, and the man who is dating Robin Sweeney, you know what I mean? And another really cool thing before I get going too far, this movie also features Infectious Grooves, which is the Suicidal Tendencies side project featuring Mike Muir and Robert Trujillo. So at the very end of the movie, there's a nice song and dance number, you know, and you know, they all do that, you know, in sync dancing and stuff, and while the whole time Infectious Grooves is playing, you know, it's a pretty cool scene. It's probably one of my favorite scenes in the movie. But anyway, without further ado, let me give you a little rundown real quick. And well, first of all, I really like this movie. You know, it's a little dated, you know, obviously it's 1992, it's came out a while ago, but anyway, check it out, homies. Let me give you the rundown. So it starts out in the prehistoric era in a cave. Brendan Fraser's Link, well, at the time he doesn't even have a name, him and his chick, they're like, you know, trying to stay warm in this cave collapses, you know, then it flashes to the future, and you have Dave out there trying to dig a hole in the ground, you know, so he can have a swimming pool in his house, because he has in his mind that he's going to throw a pool party for after prom. My bad, homies. The synapses aren't clicking so good today. Anyway, so he's like trying to do this thing for prom, you know, because he's trying to turn his whole reputation around. He wants to go out on a bang, you know, not out on a whimper like he's been going, you know, through his whole high school career, so to say, you know. And get introduced to Stony Brown, Pauly Shore's character, and he's like, hey man, I'm your homie, but I'm not gonna help you with anything, you know. We all got those homies, right? So anyway, as it goes on, they discover some stuff in the ground, and they also discover a big chunk of ice with a dude inside of it, right? So obviously they yank it out, and they decide to thaw him out, you know, because hey, they're gonna sell this frozen dude, make some money, right? So anyway, they take off to school, and you know, while they're in school, homeboy's thawing out, you know. And this is where we get to meet, you know, the other characters. We meet Robin Sweeney, who is Dave's love interest, and we also meet Matt Wilson, who's basically telling him, hey man, stay away from my woman, you know. But Dave's all in love, you know, yeah, how it goes, man. Some dudes, they let their heart do the thinking sometimes, and it's a little hazardous for their health, homies. So anyway, we get back from school, you know, after Dave gets humiliated and stuff, and he finds out that the dude melted. Like, there's nothing there, except now they're going inside the house and they realize that something's going on, you know. Now the whole time that they were in school, it was panning back and forth between what's going on with the caveman, you know, being suddenly thrust in the future into modern society, and having kind of like a cultural attack, you know, because he doesn't know how much time has passed, you know, and like all of a sudden there's all this stuff going on. The world's changed a lot, you know, but he's dealing with it the best he can, you know. And he gets to watch a little MTV back when they used to do videos. Right? Y'all remember that? That was good times. Good times. Anyway, so homeboy's like, you know, they find the caveman, and they're like, oh wow, he's alive, you know, and he's trying to start a fire in your house. You know, they have a whole, you know, the whole montage scene that was pretty big back in the day, you know, 80s, early 90s. I mean, every once in a while you still see a montage here and there, you know what I mean? But, you know, they're cleaning him up. They're getting him to look kind of like a modern person, you know. And they're trying to teach him how to talk, you know. And it's a pretty quick process if you ask me. But anyway, they decide, hey, you know what? It's a good idea. Let's take him to school, Holmes, you know. And then all that ensues, because you got a dude that doesn't really know how to act, interacting with all these people, you know. And he's running around almost sexually harassing all kinds of girls, you know what I mean? But, you know, that's a man of his time, you know. But anyway, so you got all that going on, you know, and you know, all the fun little scenes where Stoney and him are just hanging out, and Link starts to talk a lot more like Stony and stuff, kind of gets under Dave's skin a little bit, you know, because this was his pet, you know, this was going to be his thing. And it was kind of like, you know, starting to bug him a little bit, you know, but that's how it goes, right? You can't control everything, right? But, you know, Link still comes to bat for him, you know, like when Matt gets up in Dave's face, Link tells him, hey, leave him alone, you know, even though he gets socked up for it. But he takes his lickings and keeps on ticking. He don't even flinch, you know what I mean? Kind of showing the bully what's up, you know? But there's no real fight at the time, you know? Because he wasn't really all about that, right? He's just trying to, like, get his friends back. But anyway, let's fast forward to another scene that I really enjoy. Alright, so Link's been playing a lot of video games, right? Because, like, what caveman wouldn't want to play video games? Hell, if I was still an arcade around, I'd probably go play some car video games too, homies. Not even gonna lie, right? But anyway, he's been playing this car racing game, right? So then he ends up in driver's ed, and the teacher left the keys in the car. So this dude just like wigs out, jumps in the car, and basically steals it. And he goes driving down the road, Tool style. It's not even a lowrider, homie. He's popping switches, homes. Anyway, so he's running all over town, ends up at a bar, you know. And they all go in, and it's Dave, Robin, Stony, and Link, right? All of them are in this car together, right? So, you know, Dave's kind of a square, but he's trying to, you know, trying to have fun, trying to get to the same level as Robin, you know, because he's trying to impress her, you know. The whole time, you know, Stony's just being Stony. He meets some vatos locos, and, you know, they're drinking tequila with them and stuff. And they're introduced to this lady that's sitting up on the bar, you know, and he's like, hey, you see that chick over there? Don't look at her. That's my woman. I say, you know, just for a little conflict a little bit later in the movie, you know. So anyway, Link's just having a good time, you know, because he's just Link. He's just, you know, he's a party animal as it is, because he's basically an animal. Anyway, so homeboy's like, he sees a chick and he like goes up on her, grabs her, you know, probably goes and makes out with her for a little bit, you know. Well, you know, as the story progresses, you know, the main vato loco comes up. He's like, I told you, if anybody talks to my woman, lo mato. And Link's like, el queso está viejo y podrido, ¿dónde está el secretario? And homeboy, he's like laughs. He's like, you know what, man? You're right, Holmes. You don't mean nothing. Anyway, the homeboy gets slapped. He gets depressed because his chick just, you know, ran out on him and stuff. And it is what it is, right? I guess. But anyway, cops show up. Link and Dave get arrested. Stony and Robin end up taking off in the lowrider with the vatos locos. Matt's all pissed off because Robin's hanging out with the other vatos, right? So anyway, goes on, you know. She ends up kicking Matt to the curb. She wants to go to prom with Link. Dave's upset because, you know, it's supposed to be his chick, you know. He even tries to ditch Link like a dog, homie. That's pretty messed up in my opinion. But anyway, it gets resolved. Stony shows up. He's like, hey, you can't do this, homie. You can't just abandon your friends, Holmes. So they all get back together. They're all kind of good. They go to prom. Link squashes his beef with Matt after Matt tries to out him as a caveman. But, you know, he's like, nobody cares. They think it's cool, right? So anyway, and then you get your dance number, you know? So anyway, you guys should check out the movie, for real. And I'm sure some of y'all have already seen it. It's a pretty popular movie. Like I said, it's like pretty much Pauly Shore's main first movie, you know, after he shot to fame back in the early 90s with MTV. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. No matter what platform you're watching this on. And also, if you could, like I said, you know, share with your friends, because sharing is caring, homies. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the movie stuff. I'm also going to keep doing motorcycle stuff. I got some stuff planned as soon as I can get around to it. I'm going to probably introduce you to my other bike. It's an older Harley Davidson. I don't want to get too much into it. But anyway, thanks for tuning in, folks. I'll catch you guys later. This video kind of went a little bit long. It's just I really enjoy this movie. Anyway, a los guachos, homies. Firme.